So 2 more stories just broke, showing that Donald Trump committed crimes in his quest to unconstitutionally retain power. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Glenn, it's just more of the same. And here's the thing. It is more of the same. It's more evidence. It's more evidence that proves the need, the non-negotiable need, the democracy-saving need to arrest Donald Trump for his crimes. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So there's been something of a flood of news stories over the past 24 hours, providing further evidence that Donald Trump, together with his co-conspirators, tried to criminally overturn the election results. Trump tried to unconstitutionally retain power. For example, we heard about this guy, Trump lawyer John Eastman, pictured here with Rudy Giuliani at the pre-insurrection pep rally, whipping up the crowd. This guy, Eastman, drafted a 6-point plan to overturn the election results, a sort of seditious conspiracy blueprint, or a kind of how to overthrow a democracy for dummies sort of thing. Here's how CNN just reported on this story. The Eastman memo laid out a 6-step plan for Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, to overturn the election for Trump, which included throwing out the results in 7 states because they allegedly had competing electors. In fact, no state had actually put forward an alternate slate of electors. They were merely Trump allies claiming without any authority to be electors. The plan was first proposed to Pence when Eastman was with Trump in the Oval Office on January 4th, during one of Trump's attempts to convince Pence that he had the authority to stop the certification of the election. And Trump urged Mike Pence to just do it, saying, quote, "You really need to listen to John Eastman." So we also learned, courtesy of another story, that before Trump lawyers Sidney the Kraken Lady Powell and Rudy Giuliani and the others started lying to the courts, filing bogus lawsuits based on non-existent election fraud, even before Rudy and Sidney Powell started lying to the American people about election fraud, started filing frivolous, bogus, nefarious, fraudulent lawsuits in the courts. Even before that, the Trump campaign had concluded that those claims of election fraud were false. Here's the reporting today from the New York Times. Headline, Trump campaign lawyers' voting machine claims were baseless, memo shows. And that article begins, 2 weeks after the 2020 election, a team of lawyers allied with Donald Trump held a widely watched news conference at the Republican Party headquarters in Washington. At the event, they laid out a bizarre conspiracy theory, claiming that a voting machine company had worked with an election software firm and with financier George Soros and with Venezuela to steal the presidential contest from Trump. But there was a problem for the Trump team, according to court documents released today. By the time the news conference occurred on November 19th, Mr. Trump's campaign had already prepared an internal memo on many of the outlandish claims about the company, Dominion Voting Systems, and the separate software company, Smartmatic, the memo, the Trump campaign memo, had determined that those allegations were untrue. That, of course, didn't matter to Rudy or the Kraken lady. They filed those fraudulent lawsuits based on information that even the Trump campaign had concluded was untrue. And I know we are all feeling like this is just more of the same. And it is more of the same. It's more evidence that Trump and his co-conspirators committed crimes in their zeal to retain power, in their zeal to criminally overturn the election results. It is more of the same. It's more evidence that should be dumped into an affidavit in support of an arrest warrant for Donald Trump. It is more of the same incriminating evidence that DOJ should be using to charge Trump and company. And I know I sound like a broken record, and I know we are all frustrated and desperate for accountability and justice. So we will keep at it every day, at least while I'm drawing breath, telling the Department of Justice, this is more of the same. It's more incriminating evidence that should be used to arrest Trump and company. Because if you don't hold Donald Trump accountable for trying to criminally overturn the election results, for trying to unconstitutionally retain the power of the presidency, then the next nefarious president will succeed. You know, we came within a hair's breadth. We're learning more every day. We came within a hair's breadth of losing our democracy. And if DOJ doesn't step up and charge those responsible, next time around, we will lose our democracy. So let's get off the dime, DOJ. Do your job. Do what's right. Do what we, the people, deserve. Enforce the law. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with y'all again tomorrow.